Meanwhile, things were picking up in Nevada, and before long, there were many gentlemen with questionable backgrounds laying the groundwork in Las Vegas.
You saw everybody. You saw mob guys, you saw killers, you saw movie stars, you saw everybody. Everybody wanted to go to Vegas, even in those days.
Still, some names do seem to surface repeatedly. They lead the pack as men who, for one reason or another, gain notoriety in legendary proportions. As children of immigrants, they learned early to hustle for a buck in order to survive, and they strongly believed failure was not an option. One of the most notorious was Flamingo developer Benjamin or Bugsy Siegel, an associate of the gang Murder Incorporated.
Sociopath, a murderer, a rapist, a person who engaged in all sorts of heinous crimes in New York.
They were all mobsters, but there was no trouble. Nobody caused any trouble then. You would never think about a casino cage getting robbed. They wouldn't dare.
Nonetheless, Bugsy was eventually killed amid rumors of spending too much of the mob's money on the Flamingo.
He was shot in July, I believe. Swallowed a lot of lead. Died of lead poisoning.
But he was so nice. Oh, now you talk about a nice man to work for. Bugsy Siegel was a nice man. And when they killed him, I cried.
Charlie Resnik became the Flamingo's casino manager after Siegel was killed. In those days, it didn't seem to matter that Resnik also owned and ran the El Rancho at the same time. Or Mo Dalitz. He became a respected member of the community and in 1969 earned the title Las Vegas's Citizen of the Year. By around 1951, those in the illegal gambling business were migrating en masse to the desert mecca of Las Vegas. This after a commission headed by Senator Estes Kefauver began a nationwide probe into organized crime.
And that's what brought the gambling to Las Vegas. Not the fact that gambling was legal, because it had been legal since 1931, but the fact that Estes Kefauver started a federal investigation of all the gambling.
Well, he went into 16 cities, including Las Vegas, Kansas City, St. Louis, especially New York, and investigated organized crime, trying to demonstrate that there was some form of a huge national conspiracy that he referred to as the mob or as the mafia.
There are a couple of theories on what prompted the hearings. Many believe it goes back to America's fascination with gambling and the mob, which was played up in Hollywood, and which the ambitious Kefauver tried and failed to parlay into a bid for the presidency.
The result of the Kefauver hearings was a tremendous amount of heat and very little light.
Others think the purpose of the hearings was much more insidious.
Actually, there's a theory about, I don't know if it's true or not, that organized Las Vegas crime was actually behind the Kefauver hearings to close down all the illegal places around the country. And what the theory is that they put the pressure on these small towns that the gambling patrons would decide, you know, maybe I'm not going to go down to Galveston because, you know, they could be closing down or they could be raided, I could be arrested. Why don't we just go out to Las Vegas where it's legal?
Either way, the hearings seemed to be the turning point for many of America's secret casinos. An experienced workforce made its way west.
This was the first chance that people that had been in illegal gambling, first chance that they had to be legal. And this was a great thing for everybody to come and have a legal job.
My uncle called me from Vegas and said, listen, you want to be an aeronautical engineer? You want to get in the gambling business with me? So I said, I thought about it a long, long time, about 4 seconds, and said, let me get my hat.
So when I got to Las Vegas, I got off the train station. I said, just like Kentucky, only more lights.
And more people than ever are still attracted to those lights.
Everybody gambles. You gamble. Everybody gambles. Might be 10 cents. It's a thrill gambling.
More than half of the adult Americans gamble at least once a year. Gambling is deeply embedded in the American character.
Usually, I win a little bit. I'm a crapshoot. I like dice. I love them. And I lose most of the time, but I still like it.
Gambling is a natural reflection of an America that prides itself on praising folks who take a chance, who hit it big. Henry Ford, for example, or Bill Gates.
You know, we gamble all the time with the stock market, with you know, just driving down the road, we're gambling. I think people like the adrenaline rush, the turn of the cards or the throw of the dice. You're energized by the thought of winning or losing.
And when you turn those dice loose, you don't know what they're going to stop for. So I call that a game of chance.
Whether it's on Wall Street or Fremont Street, it's that chance of winning that continues to lure otherwise rational people into the game we came to know and love, thanks to America's secret casinos.